First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make an early diagnosis. Hit you with a quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, Slick Chris Greer.
What's up, everybody? You are back live with another episode of Digging in the Trenches with your boy, JPF Scout Justin, and my co-host, the one, the only, Dr. Reggie Brown in the house. Yes, sir. We got our honorable guest, our distinguished man, Ismail Abdul-Qawee. What's going on, my man? Glad to have you on the show.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be on this show. I mean, it's been a really good ride, just playing high school and college football, and I'm really excited for this show to kick off.
Hell yeah, me too. If you didn't know, right now he is what is the division you're in? Is it Division II, right?
No, it was actually it was NAIA D1.
Oh,
but previously I went to Savannah State University before they went down to Division II.
All right.
For
now
2 years.
Cumberland, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So yeah, guys, look out for this guy. Look out for this guy's taping his name here soon. So today on the show, we're going to be talking to Ismail, and then we're going to drop back in, obviously, as we normally do. Me and Doctor will talk about last week's game, just a little bit, touch on it, and then we'll jump into the Stacking the Brick segment and the pregame predictions. But let's just jump right into this. Go ahead, Bobby. Let's roll some of Ismail's tape. Can you guys hear me still? Well, if you guys can hear me. Oof, that speed, man. Right there on the sideline, caused a fumble right there. Nice tackle. Open field. This is good stuff. Another one right there. Nice. Oh, what a tackle. Whew. Another good one. Right there, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, that was awesome tape. He's number one on the screen. You guys see there, he had a nice punt return around the edge. Yeah, numerous times he's covering in punt and gunner coverage. I really like the play where your teammate had the interception. I seen you out there throwing a lead block, man. What's up with that? I love it. I love that physical style, man. I think it mixes well. Your closing speed is unbelievable. Not only that, but the makeup ability, and you're not scared. I notice you're not scared, man. You'll stick your nose right in the fan. You have a keen ability too to be around the ball. I seen the play on the sideline where you were in chase mode, but you punched it out from the back right there to cause the fumble on the sideline. I like that. I really do like your tape.
Yes. So let me ask you this. Coming from you said you were at Savannah State, and then you went to Cumberland. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, good question.
Okay, so entering college, my defensive, it was my cornerback coach. His name was Glenn Davis. He played in the CFL, and I believe he was a free agent for the he played for the Jets, but then he became a free agent, and then he got cut, and then went to the CFL. And so when I first got there, he told me that I was gonna have to play snaps at corner because I guess the two other freshmen that came in, I guess they didn't really think that they was ready to come in and play right away, and they seen my body physique and my natural attributes, and they wanted to move me from nickel to cornerback because um it was two upperclassmen corners. One of them, he tore his ACL, so he was out for the whole season. And then the other one, he was dealing with like a torn labrum. So I had to be able to come in and play a lot of snaps. So that was it was a really good. It was a challenge for me because I only played one snap of corner in high school, which was it was like we was in a prevent defense, and it was the semifinals, right? And they just needed me to play press man and bail, and then just sit in the deep third. So, but I'm not afraid to, accept any challenges. I don't really place any limits on my bodies or my technique. So, it was a pretty fun time being able to play corner and come in right away and becoming a true freshman and being able to perform. So, that was my first year. I actually got my welcome to college football moment. I feel like everybody has that. It was, I believe it was the fifth drive against Montana, and we was in cover two, and they threw a out route, and I had to come up because in cover two in the out route, I'm had to come up and come
Yep.
off my zone and come make that play. I had tried to clip him, but I missed, and he stumbled and he broke loose for like 40, 50 yards. So, that was my, welcome to college football moment. And I used that situation to, just motivate me to become a better football player. And I was able to play, I was able to get coached by Chad Williams. He was Ed Reed's backup.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe 2005 through 2008, I want to say. So just being around him, and I had another guy, his name was Paris Johnson. He played in the NFL as well. So just being able to learn from Coach Chad and Coach Johnson and Coach Davis, it was a really good opportunity for me to learn more about the game of football. And I was able to learn that football is more than just athleticism and just being able to, just being athletic, you know what I mean? So I was able to learn it's more about technique,
Yes, sir.
and being coachable and just doing the right things, because if you continue to do the right things and not try to be eager to make a play, then that play is going to eventually come to you. So that was one of the main things I learned at Savannah State. One of my favorite games was against Miami. I played in Hard Rock Stadium my sophomore year, and I was able to move back to nickelback. So, I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. And, one of my most memorable plays was when DJ Dallas, he plays for the Seahawks right now.
Yep.
I believe I'm not sure if he's still in the rotation, but I know he was getting some burn at the running back position. They ran a power play to the backside, and I was lined up to the right, and he ran to my left. And I was able to, hawk him down before I believe he got to like the 3-yard line. He had I want to say a 45+ yard run, and I was able to hawk him down and just be able to give us another chance to try and get the defense off the field. So that was one of my most memorable plays, and just being able to play in that atmosphere and against that level of talent, I feel like that I'm able to compete against anybody, because I feel as if as long as I believe in my mind that I can play against the next man, then my body is going to reciprocate that, and I was able to learn that from my dad, because my dad was actually he was an Olympian sprinter. So he was able to instill like his confidence and like his like techniques and stuff like that. So I was able to learn from him, and I was able to translate that into my game. So I'm not afraid of playing against any type of competition. I have a pretty good resume and background about people who's played in NFL or
Sure.
CFL or just other leagues. So I feel like I have that background on me. And um, next week I'm playing in the Podium All-Star game. It's in
Oh
Miami,
yeah.
Florida. Yeah, it's
Hell
in
yeah.
Miami, Florida. So
Hell
I'm
yeah.
really excited about that.
Congratulations, my man. You
Thank you.
deserve it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So let me ask you this. When you were at Savannah, is that where we can say you basically honed in your technique and how to like more about the game, especially in the defensive backfield, like you were saying, more how to hone in your game as like a all around defensive back.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you consider yourself versatile in that area? Like, do you
Yes.
consider yourself just as good in press coverage as you are in zone coverage? And do you have really good clean and read and react skills from what I see on tape?
Yes, sir. I actually believe I'm better in press man than off man,
I
and
agree. I agree with you.
and that's because Chad Williams, whenever we used to play man, I was one of the main defensive backs that he wanted to play press.
Uh-huh.
So he helped me instill that confidence inside my mind that okay, I can play man with anybody because he believed that I can run with anybody. So really, it's about just being able to be patient, and I always want the receiver to feel uncomfortable. I don't want him to. I'm always come to the line with a game plan,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want that receiver to shift my game plan. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I like more about man because I get to really dictate what the receiver does instead of trying to play a gamble game, which is pretty much that's what off man is.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah,
zone is. Like
yeah,
you led onto a key point right there is you're very patient from what you said, like stay home. You won't let the receiver dictate what you're gonna do. You're gonna dictate what's gonna happen out there. You're gonna get your hands on them, of course, for at that 5 yard rule if you can.
right.
I like that about your game. You're very physical and physical at the point of attack. You got good closing speed too, so I know you trust your makeup speed as well on the back end. Talk to us a little bit about what you offer from a special team standpoint as a punt gunner, the coverage there, and also as a return specialist.
Okay. I feel like that's my most elite part of my game,
So do
special
I.
teams.
So do I.
And and I want to say that really dated back to high school because when I was a junior, well, really growing up in high school, we had our head coach was Coach Mickey Khan. If I'm
Uh
not sure
huh.
if you know who that is. He's actually at Clemson right now. He's a defensive backs coach, but he was able to learn under Nick Saban when he was a defensive assistant graduate, and he always harped on special teams. Like one play on special teams can change the game. And as you see
He's
on my
right.
film, yes, sir. As you see on my film, I was able to help put us in a position. It was the second game of the season, and I knew my team needed to play, and we needed to, shift the momentum. And I believe we was down by 2 with around 5 minutes left, and I just told myself, I'm like, I got to get to that punter before you can get that ball off. And I
Right.
was able to get my team into a good field position, so we could help the offense score and win the ball game. But yes, I really feel like that's my most elite part of the game because I feel like some people tend to take that playoff just because it's not offense or defense. They feel as if, okay, I can take this playoff. It's not that serious. But I feel like that's where I can, make an impact whenever somebody is, taking that playoff. I'm going hard. I'm giving it all I got because I know
Hey,
it can change the game. Yeah,
the
Hell
two
yeah.
things
yeah,
we need to have you speak to the Dolphins special teams
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and motivate them. And then secondly,
yeah.
I really enjoy and love your story
So do I.
coming from a HBCU and then going to an NAIA and
Yes.
and then competing and now
Yeah.
hopefully getting an opportunity, a shot at the NFL. Can you talk about the chip that you have on your
Oh
shoulder?
yeah. That's what I
Um,
like.
sometimes We all wish we could go to Alabama, Clemson, or wherever. But for whatever reason, your journey is your journey. So talk about the chip that you have on your shoulder and how that's affecting you moving forward.
Okay. Well, I can just start off with just me coming out of my most recent school is Cumberland University. So I'm really used to being overlooked. But coming out of high school, there was an article made by Gwinnett Daily Post, which is it was Gwinnett County's biggest newspaper place, and they would interview like any type of sport or just news in general. And they wrote an article about me and my one of my best friends. He plays cornerback. How we were the unheralded defensive backs, because at Grayson High School, it was really a powerhouse where we was full of 4 stars. There was 1 5-star, and there's 3 stars, and I didn't have any stars coming out of high school. And after that article was made, I was able to receive a couple of offers, and it was just talking about how us two DBs, we were able to produce as much as the other star players, and it really felt good to be recognized for the amount of work that I put in day out, because the amount of time I put into my game is a lot. Like, it's a lot. I really like sacrifice a lot of like social life, just the things that regular people do. I don't really have time to do that because I'm always trying to find a way for me to get better. And just being at Cumberland University, I was able to learn. I felt like that was my journey of becoming a man. You know what I mean? Because it was getting towards the end of my college career, so that meant I had to just make sure I'm doing all the little things right, because I believe when you do the little things right, it helps you build small wins so that it can prepare me for the big win, which is coming up next week.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Can we? Is there a way we'll be able to catch that game that we'll be playing in?
I just looked. They just sent the schedule out today. There's a link on Facebook. I can send that over to you. But
please do.
There will be a live stream.
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna check that out.
Okay.
Can you tell us? Can you give us your size, weight, 40 time, all of the measurables right now? How you think you'll do?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So my height, I'm 5'10". My weight, I haven't weighed myself since I've been in Florida, because I've been in Florida training and doing martial arts. I believe, I want to say 190 to 193, which is what my ideal weight is. I want to, like, that's my ideal weight. I want to be like throughout this whole phase, because I feel like I'm agile enough, I'm lean, I have good weight where I can, I'm still able to, move laterally and stuff like that. And just from looking at, some of the elite players, like Jair Alexander, we got Kenny Moore and Tyrann Mathieu, their builds are really the same, like 5'10", 190, 192. So I'm really comfortable with my my weight and my size. And as far as my 40-yard dash, it's gonna be fast.
It's gonna be like at least 4.4, 4.3. Watch, I'm telling you right now.
I ran a 4.2 in high school.
Oh, dog, it's going.
Yeah, I ran a 4.2.
It's going 4.3 for show. Then I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for. I really want to try, and I don't really place no limits on myself, so I want to try and go for that record.
Hell yeah, dog. That's what I like hearing, man.
Yeah.
What about that vertical leap?
I'm aiming for 40.
Yeah, oh my God, man! That phone's gonna be ringing off the hook one day, I think so.
I can jump.
Honestly.
I can jump.
Oh, I know you can. I'm sold already, man. And hearing your story and like the way you're talking right now, how you want to home in your game even more. And people, all you guys out there that are listening, smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to tell a friend and tell another friend. Yes. You are live. We're digging in the trenches with your boy JPF Scout, my man Dr. Reggie Brown, and our distinguished guest host Ismail Abdul-Qawee. And you know what? Man, I love your game. This guy is going to be nominated on my All Lindsay team list. Let's hope that he puts out some more good tape for us, and that he wins that sucker. I think I see nothing but bright things for you in the future, my man. I think the teams are going to fall in love with your special team stuff and how you don't want to take plays off and how you play every play to the last snap. And don't forget, you guys, this guy has that dog in him. He's got that inner dog in there. I see it on the football field. He will finish tackles. He will play to the last snap. He will do what he has to do to win a football game. This is the kind of guy you want on your football team. So I don't know, man. Doctor, is there anything else you want to ask Ismail?
Your story again is quite remarkable, and I really appreciate the thing that you said about your work ethic. I can tell you, having been in your position and then listening to your story reminds me a lot of my story, and I would tell you that your mindset is directly in the right place, right? That you just do the very best that you can and put it in somebody else's hands, right? You go, you give 100%, you dot all the I's, you cross all the T's, and then you give it to somebody else, and then God and life will handle the rest. But I did want to ask you, you said that when you were in high school, you weren't highly recruited because you were at a good school, and then in college and then at Cumberland. How has that fueled you? How has that drove you to want to be better? Do you feel like you got something to prove to people?
Yes, of course. I feel like I've always had that extra chip on my shoulder, and that's kind of the route that I would always want to take, because I feel like, the more highly recruited players, they can get weary as their journey goes on instead of, the lion climbing the mountain. And that's who I see myself as. Like, I'm still climbing that mountain, and whoever's in my way, I feel bad for them because it's lunch and dinner time. Yeah, it's lunch and dinner time. Yeah, and I love having that that unheralded radar on my name, because when I'm able to show what I can do next week, then I can just open people's eyes and be like, oh, okay, who's this guy? And I need to get his name. I need to get his information and his film and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really love being in this position. It doesn't bother me. I know whatever is planned or whatever. I feel like everything is already written. You know what I mean? God is control. All I can do is control what I can do and how I feel, and my actions and my thoughts. And then God would just handle the rest. So.
Damn, I love to hear what you're saying, man. It sounds like you're so wise and grown and above. Like you're saying all the right things, and I know you believe that way because I could tell from the look on your face that you do. And not only that, when we talk about the chip on your shoulder and your dog, and you give me that smile, man, I know that it's ready to go on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's one more question for you. I can see the strong points of your game. It's just your tenacity and the love of the game and playing hard every play. What's one area that you say, I got to get better at this in the next few weeks to really submit yourself as a viable prospect?
Great question.
Okay, so I can easily answer that question because I'm pretty sure y'all know who Marco Wilson's dad is, Chad Williams. Chad Wilson, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just able to train with him for the first time since I've been in Florida. And, he gave me some extra tips. And I'm really looking forward to working with him because it's just the energy that he gives off and, just what's on his resume of him training. I believe he's trained 6 out of the 8 corners that was invited to the All-Pro. So I know that he's giving me, valuable information, and just anything he's saying, I empty my cup of what I've learned throughout my life and just pour his water that he's given into me. And one of the main things he said is to, catch the ball, extend with my hands all the way out, because he told me, like, receivers like DeAndre Hopkins, it'll be easy for them to, just snag the ball out the air. So that's something that I'm going to be working on before next week is just making sure my hands are always extended. I don't drop passes, but that's just there's always things that I can fix. You know what I mean? And just like Kobe Bryant said, rest in peace to his soul. The day you stop trying to gain knowledge is the day you start declining. And I feel like that's one of my mottos in my life is just to keep gaining knowledge just so I can become the best player that I can be.
Very good.
It's a great answer, man. Yeah, I like that too. About the catch point and extending your hands like that makes you strong at the catch point. Like a D-Hop will definitely go over there and try to out-muscle you. But with the tenacity you play with, man, I see nothing but bright things for you coming up in the future. Your special teams is what's going to set you apart from everybody that I can see. Not only that, but your ability to honestly be versatile, do what's, you're a very coachable person. You understand the game of football. You understand what the coach maybe is going to be asking you to do. And I think that's going to give you a leg up in this process. I'm looking forward to seeing you play this game in the future. So please drop the link to me. And I just want to thank you again for coming on the show, Ismail. And we wish you nothing but the best in the future, my man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for your time.
No problem, man. And I want to say, you mentioned about you can't have a normal life like everybody else. You can't go out and have a normal social life like that because you've dedicated yourself to your craft. And you want to know what? I respect that. I have to respect that. It's going to take you to further places than you've ever thought of in your life, Ismail. And don't think for 1 second that people don't have their eye on you, because I'm going to be watching you, and everybody else I can spread that word to out there is going to be watching you too. And we're going to be pulling for you, my man.
Thank you so much. Yep, thank you. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I'm very excited for you, dog. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Ismail, good luck to you, man. If it's one piece of advice I could give you, you're doing all the right things, and just keep this in mind, man. It only takes one person. You don't need the entire NFL. You just need one person to say, give that young man a chance. That's all you need. All right.
That's all I need. That's all I need. One opportunity.
One person, man. And I'm sure that's going to happen for you. Keep working hard, man. And may God bless you and your family.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
y'all.
Yep. So right now, that will pretty much wrap it up. Ishmael, you can either stick around, and I know you said you have family that's Dolphins fans. We're going to talk a little bit about some Dolphins football, and you can stick around if you want to. And if you have some training or something family time you need to get into, don't worry about it, my man.
Thank you.
But we're going to talk about.
I actually wanted my cousin to talk to you because he's kind of like he's angry about how the Dolphins are playing right now.
Oh yeah, man. A lot of people are. A lot of people are. If we had you on the team right now to help with some of that special teams coverage, I think we'd be a little bit better. So I'll be looking forward to seeing everything that's going to happen in the future. But I right now, man, I'm hoping the Dolphins can just pull out a couple of wins. Dr. Brown, going back just a little bit in the past, tell me a little bit what you thought about the game and how maybe we didn't do what we needed to do versus Green Bay, and maybe what we could have changed to win that football game last week.
Man, I thought the first half was excellent. I thought we, put ourselves solid in the position to win the game, and then the turnovers, man.
That'll kill you.
They were killer, and I kept expecting that the offense and Tua would bounce back, and it just never happened. And it was just, I've been a Dolphins fan since 1976, and
absolutely.
That was a really tough one right there, and I've seen some tough ones, and but that one was just tough because everything that you don't expect to happen in the second half happened, right? Mm-hmm. You don't expect Tua at all to throw those interceptions. We were running the ball pretty good. We were doing all the things that we thought we needed to do to win the game, and it was right there. And then, just to have that type of meltdown was tough, but this is the NFL, and fortunately for us, we get another week to redeem ourselves, and we got to go with Teddy Two Gloves, but I think that we are positioned good to win this game. What's up,
New
Cap?
Year. What's up, Cap? Happy New Year to you too, my man. We'd love to have you come join us anytime on here too. So you can step in if you want. I'm sure Bobby had dropped the link in the comment section if you want to come in and talk for a little while. But yeah, man, what do you think too about how the game Youngblood, good luck to you in the NFL. He's talking to you, Ismail. Cap for life. Hell yeah, my boy.
Yeah.
Ismail, man, be looking for my boy. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, like we looks like we were gonna go up 3 scores there, and one fumble kind of has momentum that went the other way. Then things kind of went downhill. Hell yeah, Kappa. But what do you think about what happened to Tua, man? Him catching that bad hit in the end and got whipped down to the ground. Looks like it's going to be his 2nd or 3rd concussion of the season. What do you think's happening with all of this moving forward, and what do you think we're going to do?
It's tough, man. It's tough to say. It seems as if it wasn't. Any concussion is serious. It seems like it wasn't the real debilitating one. I think that what we do down the stretch, if he's able to come back, is going to tell a lot. I mean, you really, unfortunately, have to really start looking at Tua as a Miami Dolphin quarterback and really start looking at him as a human being. And I don't want to pretend to be a doctor and to know what how serious it was and how it affects him long term. For me, it really is about him getting, his health right and, really making some decisions to the best of his ability of how this affects him and his family long term. And as the organization will be fine, I want Tua as our quarterback. I 100% believe in him. But I also want to make sure that the longevity of his life is intact. So, and I think that's going to be, the more doctors you get involved and, those things will sort themselves out.
Right. I agree. Ismail, is your cousin there with you now? I think you're on mute.
Yeah. Bruh.
So
getting
what's up,
nervous.
man? He wants to talk some Dolphins, man. This is the time. Let's see what
He's
he
nervous,
thinks about.
man.
Tell him to come in here. We want to know what you think about Tua, dog.
Bruh, come on, bruh.
What's up with Tua, man? Is Tua our quarterback? Don't be nervous.
I got some people on the line when trying to talk about Dolphins. He's nervous.
We'll get him ready. We'll get him ready.
We'll get him ready.
Then we'll get him on.
Yeah. Ask him if Tua is the quarterback of the future or not.
No.
Hold on. Hey, he says Tua is the quarterback of the future.
Everybody act so close. You guys remind me of Yalika.
He said he's not.
They don't talk to each
He's
other
not?
ever.
Oh.
Yeah, he said he's not.
Yeah, let me ask you, Ismail, you're a football player. You know what's going on with Tua. If you had to make these decisions for you and your family and your football career, what would be your choice in playing still, or would you retire knowing that you already got $30 million and a new family, a new baby, and more to life than football? What would you do?
Honestly, I'm not really fond of how much concussions do you have to get in order for it to be, life threatening.
Uh-huh.
But how much has he had? Is it 4, I believe?
Yeah, I think we're going on. Supposedly, it's going to be 3.
3
just in this one season.
3. I think it's
3.
Arguably 3.
Yeah, 3. 3 concussions. Luke Kuechly had 3 concussions, played linebacker for the Panthers, and he retired early.
Now, they're saying that he had no concussion symptoms. So
yeah, I seen that on
I seen
that on social media. Yeah,
looks like we got Ranger in the house in the back here. Let's see who that is.
That's my best friend.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
hell yeah. What do you think though? What would you do if you had the choice to retire, or would you keep playing, Ismail?
I think he stepped out, but I will tell you, just as a former player, man, that's a very, very difficult situation.
Yeah,
players want to play. You work all your life to get to this point, and people say, "Well, yeah, you got $30 million, and yeah, you got X amount of dollars," and
sure.
That's not what
It's not
drives.
about the money. It's not about the money.
That's not what drives football players. You know, what drives football players is playing the game. Certainly the money is a byproduct of it, and everybody wants that, you know, but as a football player, you just want to play. And so a lot of times those decisions got to be helped. Someone got to help you make those decisions. And hopefully he has you know, and I'm sure he does. His father and his mother is in his life, and his wife now. He has enough people around him who seem like they have his best interest in hand to help him make the very best decision he can. Because if you just leave it up to a player, players want to play.
Players want to play.
Right.
It's crazy you're talking about this. I had a guy on a daily morning show that I do, Dolphins Daily. I had Mike Webster's son on the show, and we were talking about this concussions, about CTE, about how it affected his dad, about how the NFL didn't have the research that it has now today to help the players along further. They have more research and analysis than they ever had back then when Mike Webster played, which is his dad. He said that sometimes his dad would be normal, 17 days out of the month, and then it went down from 17 to 12 to 12 to 9, from 9 to 4, and it just wasn't dad no more. You know, he always looked at him as dad, but there was just something going on with him that was just a little bit different. The way they have the NFL set up right now, they're really trying to get a handle on the situation, and they have more technology than ever to do so. I can't blame or knock the NFL in any which way, because they're doing a better job with it, trying to put a better product and a safer product out on the field. But it's just part of football that's always been there. Reggie, you played back in the day when you got a concussion. They rubbed some dirt on and told you just to get back out there. I know, Ismail, you've gotten knocked around. Everybody has. But it's
I've
just
actually played with a concussion.
Oh, I'm sure you have. Can you talk to us a little bit
Don't
about
say that too loud.
Yeah, don't say it too loud. But I mean, was it kind of different playing out there? Did you feel dreary? Was it not your normal playing self?
I want to say like my brain was kind of like I just felt a little bit dizzy,
Right.
you know. But I'm not gonna lie, I was really thinking about the position we were in. It was the semifinals, and I was just thinking about it was my senior year, and I was just thinking about getting to state. So I was like, shoot, got to tough it out.
Right,
You
you
know
made
what
a
I mean? I
business
know that.
decision right then and there.
Yeah. But I feel like that's what football is all about. Is just really just toughing things out as far as injuries. But I know you have to be really careful about concussions, because that can really put you out for quite some time.
Absolutely, they can.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're trying to come up with better technology to get everything's where they need to be, but just hasn't kind of gotten there yet. But it's a good time for us to segue into this somber topic, and we'll jump into the Dolphins Patriots matchup. So we're not talking about concussions, because no one wants to talk about that. We want to talk about football. So we'll talk about Dolphins Patriots, and we'll start on we'll stack the bricks up. And as you stack the bricks up right now, I see that the Dolphins have 46 bricks going into the game, and the Patriots with 34. If you don't know what a brick is by now, a brick is a veteran player or a young rising player with ascending talent. We look like we double them up, but we haven't had much luck lately as far as us having more bricks and winning the football game. But we'll start right now with the Patriots on offense and the Dolphins on defense. You're going to have Trent Brown versus Chubb. I'm going to go ahead and take Chubb right here. The rookie Cole Strange versus Wilkins. I'm going to take Wilkins. He's been playing his butt off all season long, deserves a contract. He's a man amongst boys out there. Then you got the nose tackle, Raekwon Davis versus Andrews. It's going to be a good matchup, but I'm going to give that one a push. Then you go to the other side. You got Zach Sealer versus Michael Onwenu. It's going to be a real good matchup again in there. I like Michael Onwenu, but I'm going to give the edge here to Zach Sealer. My boy RV's been playing tough right now. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the good key matchup indicator for the Dolphins in the defensive front. You got McDermott versus Jalen Phillips. Jalen, my man, I've been waiting for you all year to turn one on. I think this is the game for you to do it. He's going to come away out of this maybe with a couple of sacks. I'm going to give Jalen Phillips the edge over McDermott right there. That gives us 4 to their 1 push. Reggie, what you think about that? And then after that, Ismail, you can tell me what you think about the matchups as well.
Yeah, Ismail says he's about to roll out. You got some work to do. Hey, guys.
Oh, you got to go?
Hey, we're pulling for you, bro. Good luck to you and your family, man.
Yep.
This is one of the games where I really think that everything has been so. Let's get the offense to win the game. Let's get the offense to win the game.
Right.
I think this is a game where the defense, and particularly as you said, with 4 bricks to 1, that the defensive line should dominate and control the game and put us in position to win.
Okay, my thing was messing up. Yeah, I'm about to head out to the beach and do some ball drills. I'll get y'all that live stream of my All-Star game. I'll get that to y'all by tonight.
All right, for sure. I'll be watching.
All right, bro. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Man. Peace.
All right, later, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I really expect that our defensive line should be able to dominate and keep this a game that's winnable for us.
Absolutely, man. I agree. It's no reason why it shouldn't, right? I mean, out of all the guys that are on their line, the ones that stand out the most to me would be Trent Brown and Michael Onowenu. I mean, they got 2 guys literally that can hold down the line for them. We can't forget about the depth we have on our line behind Chubb. We got Ingram behind Davis. We got Jenkins behind Sealer. We got Zimmer, and behind Phillips, we got Andrew Van Ginkel. They need to stand those guys up all together and bring out like a total blitz package with all 4 of them on the field at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. An Aniba defense, get something out there where they're all standing up and choose one to block, I guess. But who knows what's going to happen, man? Every week we've been calling for it. I've been waiting for us to explode, but hopefully we'll get there. We'll go to the next matchup here in the which is down low. Let's go to the tight end and the safety matchup. Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. That's if they even play. I've heard they got injuries. They're questionable. Everybody is around this time of the year, so I'm sure they're going to play. So Hunter Henry and Smith versus Holland and Rowe. Oh, man, I'd love to go with Snowman right here in this matchup. But historically and just lately, the tight ends have just been getting the best of us. They just seem to eat us alive. They have forever. So this is a key matchup indicator in the game for the Dolphins to key on, meaning you need to watch what's going on here. Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith are the ones we want to pay attention to. I'm going to take Hunter Henry and Smith over Holland and Rowe right here. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I think that, they're not Travis Kelce or Kittle, but against our defense, as you correctly state, the tight ends is really what's been our Achilles heel. And so to me, we got to take put the attention on their tight ends. I think that, we'll get to it. I don't see their receivers as being threats per se. So I do see their tight ends as being able to take over the game if we don't get them under control quick. So whatever we got to do to stop those tight ends is what we got to do.
Absolutely, because what they'll do is they'll try to run them underneath our linebackers and outside of the numbers on the safeties and just throw it to them underneath and let the tight ends do the rest of the work. That's probably what their game plan will be. Who knows? But let's go to the other side here. Not the other side of the ball, but same side of the football. Patriots have the ball, but we're going to their skill position players now. Nelson Aguilar versus Xavier Howard. Watch out, Aguilar's sneaky good. He probably have a couple catches on Xavier here or there, but I'm going to take Xavier in this matchup. Then you go to the other side of the football. This is where we also read alert signs going off. This is a key matchup indicator. Kuho versus the rookie Thornton. This Thornton kid has been beating everybody. I don't care where they put him. They've been getting matched up and beat by him. It's been hell to guard this guy, but I'm going to give Kohu a fighting chance here. I'll give that matchup a push. Then you go into the slot. It's Keon Crossing versus Jacoby Myers. Crossing, I'm going to give you the matchup win here, but don't let me down. Don't get beat up too badly by these guys. That gives us 2 matchup indicators over the 1 push they have. What do you think, Doc? I think they got another kid over there too. I can't quite remember the kid's name. Some Davis or some rookie they have that's a speedster over there as well.
Yeah, their receivers don't scare you. You know, our DBs don't scare you. You know, it's a. I would say overall it's a push. They're going to catch some balls, but you know, their receivers aren't world beaters, and we just have to be home and make the tackles. They'll make some catches. You know, not let all of a sudden, as you said with the kid Thornton, he's been, stepping up in this league. You know, the more you play, the more confidence you get, and the more confidence Belichick gets in you, and the more confidence Mac Jones, and all of a sudden you have a breakout game, and we can't let that happen. We need to make sure that we, get them down when they get the ball, and I think we'll be fine.
Absolutely. Man, your voice is ringing in my head from last week when we were talking about the Packers and the same kind of matchup scenario. And you were like, just make sure we got to get home, because we're talking about our defensive backs having to defend their receiver. And you're like, well, you got to get home all game long.
I think that's it again. Our when you have a secondary like we have that's beat up and young and tired and groins and all of that, those things, the way that you help them, the way that you put them in positions to succeed is the front 7, and particularly our front 4, got to get home. And so if they get home, it takes pressure off X and Cater and everybody else. So it's really tied together. And that hasn't always been the case. When we had X and Byron Jones and Holland and Brandon, we could cover longer. We could do things, and we didn't have to necessarily, get there in 2.5 seconds, 2.6 seconds. Now it's incumbent upon us to get there and get the ball, make Mac Jones make some quick decisions.
Yeah, I agree. Ever since we lost Brandon Jones, the dynamics of the defense have just totally changed.
Yeah.
In fact, you could say it's been like that for the beginning of the season, because we can't play our normal cover man press like we like to. Like you just said, we don't have those guys, so we're not able to cover as long. It's a very true fact. You go throw on the tape a little bit and look at – I don't care what you're looking at. It's going to show bright as day that we're having trouble running with receivers out there in the open field. Let's go over here to the running backs. Ramondre Stevenson, Harris, who I think is hurt. I don't know if he's going to play. Kevin Strong and another kid named Kevin Harris make up their running backs versus Landon Roberts and Jerome Baker mainly, and the rest of our rush defense. I'm going to give the linebackers an edge right here versus the running backs. What do you think?
Yeah, Stevenson is a beast, man. And,
good.
He's a football player, and we got to, control him. I don't see him, running roughshod. The one thing that we can say without a fact is our run defense has been really, really good. And so that's a positive when you play New England, because they want to run the ball. They want to play ball control, and keep it a low scoring game. And I think that they'll break a run here and there, but I don't expect them to get a running game going, and I think we control them pretty good. From a running perspective, again, it's what do our linebackers do in pass coverage? Yep. What do we do when our linebackers got to cover tight ends? Those types of things is when we get in trouble.
Yeah, you named it right there. What do we do when we ask the linebackers to do different things other than just tackle running backs?
Yeah.
Like everybody knows about the Dolphins, if we have a running quarterback, we might be in for a long game because we often let the mouse escape out of the house. Mac Jones, let's face it, you guys, he's not running away from anybody. I think if there's one quarterback that'll stay mostly in the pocket, it will be this one. If there's one chance for your pass rush to get home on a team, it will be this one. So come on, let's get home, Chubb.
Yeah.
Phillips, when you get your hands on these guys, why don't you break down, slow down, and tackle the guy? Because that's all I need you to do. The last matchup indicator you'll have, which is actually one of the only ones they win on that side of the ball, would be Mac Jones versus who I'm going to say is the deep safety, which would be Verone McKinley III. Verone McKinley III is a rookie, so I'll give Mac Jones that slight edge right there. So that's 8 key matchup indicators to our defense versus 2 matchup indicators for their offense. What do you think about that, Doc?
Yeah, I think that this is a game where our defense should, with what they do and what we do, they want to run, we stop the run. And so now it's what's next. And neither one of us are particularly good, and they're not necessarily good against throwing the ball. We're not necessarily good against the pass. And so it really comes down to who steps up in the passing game. And I think that we just have a little bit more with Holland and with Edge, even though he's not playing the way, he normally plays. And, I think we have enough to be able to handle them.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's looking like from what we matched up to right there. Let's go to the other side of the football right now, since we are kind of running almost up on the hour here. We're going to try to finish this up real quick. Is the Dolphins have the football now, and the Patriots will be on defense. Okay. Let's start down low like we always do. Armstead versus Judon. Armstead's playing with 4 multiple different injuries. He's a warrior. He says he's going to play. I love it. I'm going to give that matchup a push, even though it's a key matchup indicator for the Dolphins to locate the defensive guy that literally should scare the hell out of you. It was Judon. So you want to know where this guy is on every single snap. Then you go to Jones versus Wise. Oh, man, this one was really rough for me. I'm giving Jones the slight edge over Dedrick Wise. Then you go to the nose tackle and center position, which he's always going to get help there from his guards. We know this. But Godshaw, former Miami Dolphin, Devon Godshaw versus Connor Williams. I like Connor Williams right here. Then you go to the other side, which is the right guard, Barmore versus Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt's been playing outstanding lately. I'm going to take Robert Hunt in this matchup, but Barmore is a beast. He's an animal. You need to make sure he's blocked. This is the one that really scares the hell out of me right here, is Josh Uche versus Brandon Shell. Brandon Shell is susceptible to the speed rush, and that's exactly what Josh Uche is. And they're going to move Josh Uche around. You will see Josh Uche matched up against Teron Armstead, and you'll see him matched up against Shell. I'll take Uche in this matchup, and I'll be honest with you. Please put one guy, if not 2 guys, over there to block Uche. He scares the heck out of me. So 2 matchup indicators to the defense, Judon and Uche. What do you think, Doc?
I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think that the Patriots feel like and that they need to control the offense, control the trenches, and I imagine they feel like their D line is better than our offensive line, and I think it's again important that if we can just not give up the big sacks, not give up the the crucial sacks in difficult situations, we should be fine. The one thing I will say is, collectively, our offensive line hasn't been bad. I mean, we've had some breakdowns here and there, but collectively as a unit, they've been good enough where we should be winning games. They haven't really been the reason why we've lost 4 in a row. So I suspect that they will acquit themselves well, and it'll be a battle in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely it will. Let's not forget they also have Anthony Jennings behind Uche if they wanted
Yeah.
to bring in a second or third guy to be like a pass rush specialist. So don't forget about that as well. Let's go to the tight end matchup and the safety matchup. Durham Smythe and Mike Gesicki, Hunter Long, who's Casper the Friendly Ghost, and Connor, who also has played Casper. They don't seem to use this guy, so I'm going to take Kyle Duggar here versus our tight ends. Kyle Duggar is also a key matchup indicator to go along with Judon and Uche. You want to know where this guy's going to be at on the field on every single snap. He's good in run support. He's good in zone. He's good in press. He's good at damn near everything he does. Locate this guy. Take him out of the game. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, he's a heck of a football player. You know, he reminds me of what's the boy at Buffalo?
Poyer.
Poyer. You know,
Yep.
these
Same
guys,
thing.
yeah, they just play football, and so
That's
you
right.
gotta account for them. But I do think that again, we haven't did it, and both you and I keep calling for. You know, you gotta put some pressure on them in the pass game, and that means getting Mike Gesicki or Smythe the ball every now and then, so these guys just aren't creating havoc everywhere else because they don't fear the tight end position.
That's right.
But the you know, we got to control him. We got to know where he's at. We got to put a hat on him and make sure he doesn't just run rip shot in the whole game.
Exactly. That actually is a good segue to the next matchup indicator, which is key matchup indicators for the Miami Dolphins. This is how we could win the football game. And that's going to go to the our running backs and our fullback versus their linebackers. Mostert and Wilson and Ingold versus Bentley. And I got something here. It's kind of a special little note. And the guy's name is Jelani Tavi. And I have done some research on this, and I can't quite figure it out. I don't know if it's Jonah Tavi's brother and Justice Tavi's brother or relative, but they really do look the same. They look like they're related. Mm-hmm. So we might be playing Jonah Tavi's relative on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But I am going to give our running backs the matchup win here over their linebackers in Bentley and Tavi. But you do need to watch out where they're going to be, and they're football players, and they will come to play. Also, former Miami Dolphin Raekwon McMillan is going to be playing this football game too. He can play. Watch out for him. He's a linebacker who every once in a while will stumble into a play. And then they also got Mac Jones, not Mac Jones, but Mac Wilson, who is a Alabama former linebacker as well. Yeah. We should take that matchup right there. We need to take the physicality to them in this football game. It needs to be like a 60-40, 70-30 run here with Teddy. I know everybody wants to see Teddy have this great game. I want to see Teddy be a game manager and throw same thing, 20 passes, 25 passes. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I think that again, we touched on it a bit when we talked about the run game, the offensive line. We've been able to run the ball, the ball, Mostert and Wilson are very good at finding the hole, being very patient in the stretch and the zone run and all of that stuff. And then getting the ball out in space, letting them make some plays out in space. I think will be really, really good for us. I suspect we're going to be able to run the ball and do it at a pretty decent clip.
Yeah, I agree with that. Then let's go to where we've been playing our.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Hey, so sorry, brother. I just want to let you know. Yes, Jelani and Jonah are brothers.
So Jelani, Tavi, who we're playing on Sunday, and Jonah are brothers. They really
yes,
are,
sir.
aren't they?
Yep.
See, I was right, bro. Oh, man, that is crazy to me, dude. Watch out for this Tavi. I will say again, he's got that Jonah Tavi's blood in him. He will literally go out there and make your life hell. He's a football player, man, and he's a beast. But we'll stay with the matchup indicators. We're going to our skill position players. We've been playing our unicorns all year. I'm not going to go any different. Tyreek Hill versus Jones. I know Jones has had one hell of a season over there for the Patriots. No one can cover Tyreek one-on-one. I'm taking Tyreek. Then you go to the other side. Key matchup indicator, just like last week, and we were right. Jalen got loose versus Rasul Douglas and had himself a nice game. I see the same matchup this weekend with Jalen Mills, if he's going to play, or the rookie Marcus Jones. If the rookie Marcus Jones gets in, it's going to be a long day for you, Marcus. I'll take Jalen Waddle in this matchup indicator as well. Then you get into the slot. They have a rookie down there, or a young man named Bryant. He's been playing hella good for them out of Washington. The matchup there versus Sherfield, I'll give that one a push. What do you think?
Yeah, I think in the defensive secondary, they've been struggling. You know, they got some hurt guys.
They're
not
hurt.
sure who's going to play, but it doesn't matter. If we just get the ball in their hands, man, and don't give the ball away, we'll be fine. I mean, we're going to beat
Yeah,
the hell out.
exactly. We won't beat a dead horse here. The last key matchup indicator for this matchup would be Teddy Two Gloves versus Devin McCourty. Devin McCourty's been in this league longer than Teddy Two Gloves. It's going to be a cat and mouse, a chess game. I'm going to take McCourty in this matchup, but Teddy, let's hope that you can play a good game and, you know, just do what you're asked to do to win. As that being said, the Dolphins have 8 matchup key indicators on offense. The Patriots have 3 plus a couple of pushes along the offensive line. So we match up quite well. In fact, we're a lot better on paper. Let's see if we can put that out onto the football field now. Now it's time for the pregame predictions. Reggie, what do you got, my man?
You know, on paper, everything says Dolphins should win the game. You know,
That's right.
You have to take into account the Bill Belichick effect. You have to take into account that they're playing at home, and you know, and you know, but we should win the game. So I'm gonna go 24-17 to win. That I'll probably 21-10.
Oh, you're going 21-10?
21-10 to win.
All right. I like that. It's crazy, man, that you were saying their first score. I'm going to take the Dolphins winning this one, which I have every week. I guess I'm a homer, but I just love my Dolphins. 21-17. It's crazy because my buddy Rob Mosley, he had the game picked 20-17, and I was like, oh my God, dude, how did we get the same score almost by 1 point? You know what I'm saying? It was pretty close. But until then, you guys, we've reached that top of the hour. Don't you forget to like and subscribe to the channel here. We're new, getting started. We love to have all of you guys come over here and join us. We have great things on the Fins Talk Sports Network. We're packed and loaded, getting ready to pop out a bunch of great draft shows and draft material for you guys. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be a fun, great time. We're going to have an awesome, great time with it. And it's going to be sweet, man. Yeah. And we have surpassed that 500 subscribers mark. Thank you. We want to, let's go. Let's keep it going to 1,000. We want to thank each and every one of you. Ender, my man, you won the jersey, my boy. Yeah. So Ender, you hit me up. We'll get you all the details you need, and I'll be the one taking care of you, and we'll get it all hooked up for you, my brother. Congratulations. We love your support over here at the channel, you guys. So that being said, guys, we'll catch you guys on to the next one. So I guess we'll close this one out. You got any final words, Reggie?
Let's go, Fins up, man. We got to get this. We got to get this.
Let's go, you guys. Yep. And you can take us away anytime you're ready, Bobby.
First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging gamble.